Christian, do you want to start us off?
My name's Christian, and I will be explaining the supernatural forces of Twin Peaks in a video essay for my digital artifact.
My name is Dakota, and for my DA, I'm doing caricatures and little character profile pictures.
Hi, I'm Hal. For my DA, I'm creating like an online database, like website thing, of a bunch of DC comics and like connecting them all back to their characters to try and make a timeline for new readers.
My name's Laura, and I created a TikTok account that posts like trending content and popular sounds to test if being consistently posting can lead to growth and engagement, even if you don't have an existing following.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm looking at using AI and like ChatGPT to see the use case for like using it to predict race results, like specifically in Formula One.
Cool. Um, so at this point, how do we all feel about where our DA is now that we're nearing the end of our digital artifact?
I'm actually really happy with how it's going. I've being a fan of Twin Peaks before going into this project, I already had some background knowledge that's made it easier for me to, get into the research element. I know what I'm looking for, who I'm looking into. And I've actually gone back and rewatched, certain episodes. I've rewatched the movie a bunch of times, and I'm really enjoying like that aspect of it, and I feel like it's increased the amount of like enjoyment that I have in this task. So, I mean, there are parts to my DA that have been a bit challenging. There's always the AI that doesn't like interacting with fan theories and is always rejecting them whenever I will pose it. But then the next day it will change that and be a lot more open to them. Um, yeah.
Um, so at this point, now that we're at the end of our DA tenure, I'm not feeling the best about where it is. Um, I've had a lot of stuff going on in life and trying to get out of art block and actually sit down for hours and draw has been like the worst thing. So my progress has been so slow when it comes to my DA. Um, I wanted to change it so many times throughout this whole like semester, but I've decided to just tough it and stick it out or tough it out, whatever. But yeah, I feel like I could have probably done a lot better with my DA, maybe put a lot more time and effort into it. Like it was so good at the start, the ideas behind it were great. The support I got from like friends and family about my DA was really, really nice. But just the progress of it was just so tedious. It got to the point where like I wasn't enjoying the DA. But where it's at now, I feel like it could be a lot better. But I still have a couple of days to work on it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I totally get like it kind of yeah. It seems like you and Christian have had like super different experiences where like you started out enjoying it and now you're not having as much fun. While Christian's just been having a good time the whole way through. I'm in a similar case with Dakota. I was really enjoying it at the beginning, and now that like it's like getting to the end and it's like it's a lot. Yeah, because for my one, every comic I read now, I will do like a whole summary on everything that happened in the comic, and like then I'll update character profiles, and it's a whole bunch of like editing, tagging time, and like just going through and doing all of that. So I'm spending like 45 minutes to an hour on every like on like 30 pages of a comic, right? And it is just a lot of work, and it's a lot more work than I thought it would be. And like as I'm doing this, all I can think is like there are some people out there who do like Wikipedia and they do that stuff for fun and for free, and I'm like, I would. This is hell. Um, so God Stronger Soldier, but like I'm happy with what it is I just think I would rather die than never do it again.
Kind of in the same boat as you guys. Like, I'm happy with how it has like come out, but just starting to get like really unmotivated because I had like I think it was like a couple of weeks ago there was such a lack of like engagement, and I wasn't being as consistent as I wanted to be with it just because of other uni assignments, on top of life things. I do wish I put more effort into researching what is actually trending on TikTok and what is grabbing people's attention. Because then I can put more effort into my videos and actually make sure it's what people like to see and like to watch and will actually engage in.
That's super interesting, like seeing everyone's and like hearing everyone's different reactions to it, because I feel like kind of similar but also a little different, because I was still enjoying doing it, but then also I was struggling as well, more like in the middle of the semester, like with consistency and like continuing to progress. I kind of like plateaued out of like constantly engaging with it, which was a bit of an issue. And then, but now I'm like happy where I'm at, getting it all together, like everything's coming together well. And definitely in the same boat as Dakota, where it's like there's still a few more days I can like pull it all together. It should be alright. Like we'll get it together. But yeah, so it's happier with it than I was like a few weeks ago, but still on its way. But I'm like happy where I'm at with it at the moment so far, which is good. Very ideal.
I think everyone's literally in like similar boats regarding like from the first peer discussion to like now. Everyone's like, oh my god, I'm so excited to do this. Now everyone's kind of like, I just want to get it over and done with. I don't know, that's just how I see it. But like, at least Christian's having a good time watching movies.
Yeah, Christian's loving it, and we're all suffering.
We all wish we could be
I'm,
like
I'm,
Christian.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, how dare you be having fun with this fun project? Outrageous, to be honest.
Mm-mm. All right, so building off that, have you changed anything since our last peer discussion?
Not really. My topics stayed the same. I'm still doing my video essay. It's still gonna be a like roughly 20 to 30 minute video, hopefully. The only thing I have changed is I was going to implement fan theories a lot more into explaining the supernatural characters and phenomenon that happens, but now it's more to explain them. I'm using the general and agreed upon understandings of what this character's motivations is and how this location works as a bridge between worlds. And then the fan theories that are a little more out there will be used as alternatives when I get to the end of talking about a character. So that I'm not so much, while I am presenting a fixed and agreed upon way of understanding those characters, I'm also trying to give the viewer something to think about at the end of each of those characters and places so that they can try and make up their own mind, because that's kind of what Twin Peaks has always tried to be, is here is a scene, figure it out your own way. Don't try and formulate your own way of understanding how it's supposed to come across, and then depending on how you understand it could differ from someone else, and then that's a way of starting a discussion about the show.
Um, Similar to Christian, I haven't really changed my DA. I've only changed like little things within it. My DA is the same thing, same creative avenue, same characters. Um, the only thing I've really changed is originally I had planned to make it extremely, extremely inclusive, and I still am trying to make it very, very inclusive. Um, but it takes so much time to make different bases and stuff. So at this point, I've decided to make all of my characters like androgynous. So it's not typically feminine, they're not going to be typically masculine, but the clothing and um like any kind of like details can make it look more feminine or masculine depending on how the person makes their character. Just because I don't have the time uh, nor energy to make like different like sets for like hyper feminine, hyper masculine, and like in the middle. So at this point, I'm just going to make it streamlined and androgynous. People can figure out how they want to display their character. That's the only thing I've really changed about my DA. But yeah,
Yeah, I also haven't changed much. Like, I other than my tagging system, which I made a bit easier to understand, and also made it a bit more wide range. Like originally, I was categorizing characters by like which specific like team they were affiliated with. Now I've just kind of bunched it all together as like heroes or villains. Because these, oh, I shouldn't say that. Sorry. These characters, they change teams too often, and it's just way too hard to tag. Um, but yeah, other than that, mostly the same.
So I basically changed my whole DA. Except I did stick with using TikTok as the platform to post on because I think that it is very useful for reaching a very broad audience. And you can, yeah, just so many more people use it and can interact and engage with your content. But other than that, yeah, I basically changed everything. My last DA was more about wellness and like mental health kind of stuff. And now it's more casual and yeah, just like the posting trending stuff and all that. Um yeah, and with the last one, I was actually kind of good with timing, like not timing, like when I was posting stuff, like the time management kind of thing. And now I've kind of slacked in that area. So yeah, I should probably be better at that.
I haven't changed anything at all, I don't think, with it since our last chat. I've just tried to like stick with the same thing so that I have like done everything the same and I can't like go all over the shop because I feel like if I change something, then it's too late. So sticking with the same thing, nothing's really changed, just been like building on that, which I think is good because I'm enjoying my topic. So just sticking to doing the same things and the same topic is like super fine with me.
okay. So now that we are at the end of our DA journey, what would be anything that you would do differently from when we first started? What would you do differently?
Well, regarding the current DA I'm doing, I would have started writing my script for the video a lot sooner, because that would have saved a lot less stress that I have felt the past week or so. Yeah, aside from like the actual topic, I don't know, I'd probably do something Doctor Who related or like how the fight between Blu-rays and HD DVDs was back in like 2009, I think. Yeah.
And actually, I would be very interested if you did the last topic you were saying about like the HD like DVD thing. That's interesting. Um, Something I would do different is schedule what I'm doing. My schedule was so bad because I would just be like, "Oh, it's fine. I can just draw this another day," and I'll just push everything in my schedule back to the point now I'm like speed drawing things, and you can see that there's like a difference from like the first couple drawings to the drawings now. Like there's a massive like artistic difference in like just the style. It just looks so bad. So I definitely schedule when I'm doing better. And probably there's nothing I can really do to fix art block, but try and just like get out of my artist slump to work on my DA a bit more. That's probably all I would really do differently.
Yeah, I really like the website I'm hosting my project on, but at the same time, there's not a lot of oh god, I can think. There's not a lot of feedback. Like you can't see how many people are looking at your website or like anything like that. So it's hard to tell. Like it's hard to get feedback, and there's not a forum hosting option, so people can't comment and give me advice. So the only way that if someone was going to give feedback, they would have to manually go to my social medias and message me, and no, realistically, no one's going to do that. So I would kind of make it more open for feedback if I had to. I would try and find a different website that could probably host it better. But other than that, I think, yeah, it's been pretty good. But probably, again, I would just change my DA topic to something a bit more easier to manage that isn't such a long term commitment, if that makes sense. Like something that can be done in short bursts rather than having to dedicate lots of time.
I think I'm kind of the same. I think I'd do something that I'm more interested in and isn't as time consuming as having to like research what's trending and all the sounds and all that. And then still have to make a video and make sure that it's relatable to people. I also think I'd start a lot earlier. I was kind of late to the game in posting and like getting stuff up regularly. And I would also want to know exactly when I will post because I kind of just did it when I wanted to or when I felt like it, which I think kind of puts off my engagement in a way, so it's not as consistent as it could be. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think one like pretty major thing I would change is because of like the content I'm talking about, Formula One, like the race weekends don't happen every weekend. So, because I like definitely should have planned, given a more like tightly planned, structured type thing for what I was going to do when, because I was kind of just going off vibes based when there was a race weekend. I'd do like the work for it, but obviously because it's not happening every weekend, like I would do stuff on other weekends. So if I was gonna like pick a different topic content wise to interact with, I'd want to do something like that constantly has content that can be like consumed on a weekly basis. I feel like that would have definitely led to me doing work more consistently rather than like on and off of like doing the work for it and then like kind of forgetting about it for a week and then be like, oh wait, no, I need to like go do this. Whoops, forgot to do that. Okay, need to do this now. So I definitely should have had like either picked a topic with more content or like definitely should have done a more planned and structured like weekly basis what I need to be doing every week type thing. So that's definitely something I could have changed.
Now, we're just going to give one bit of feedback, or not feedback, sorry, one like tip or topic that you give to like future students for their DAs.
Do what you love. It makes it so much more easier, and you will have a lot more motivation.
I completely agree with Christian. Do something you love or time manage a lot better.
Yeah, definitely do something you enjoy, but try and make it so that like if it's like a hobby or something, try not to make it so you're now only doing it for like this assignment, right? Because if you are, you're kind of gonna fall out of love with it, right? Like I feel like that's a problem that came up with me. So just make sure you have times you're doing it for fun and times you're doing it for work as well.
Definitely do something you're passionate about, and otherwise you're gonna become so unmotivated so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like doing something you are motivated to do is very important, and like doing a topic you're passionate about is kind of a catch-22 because it's like, oh, you're interested and you know a lot, so it kind of makes it easier. But then also it's like if this is, like everyone said, if this is a hobby you enjoy, it can kind of make it from going like, oh, this is something I really like to, oh no, doing this thing that I used to like is now a chore. So it's like definitely a catch-22, and you got to like know if this is something you really want to commit to and you know you'll continue to enjoy it, or if it'll just immediately become something that you like now hate to do because you just associate it with work.
Anyway,
And
good discussion,
we
everyone.
are done.
Yay!